has changed with Conor's game, because we haven't seen much of it in 2 years, basically. We haven't seen a ton. Whenever you think about it, against Donald Cowboy Cerrone, you can't really take much from that because it was only 40 seconds. We didn't get to see anything really. I mean, he was sharp. Don't get me wrong. He had the shoulder attacks, which is unconventional. Which he probably won't be in another situation where that's going to basically lead to an ending of a fight for him. The head kick was nice, but that's not, especially later in his career, hasn't been a huge. His kicks just in general have not been a huge part of his game. Since he's kind of moved up in the weights. I know he did. And Nate Diaz, he did utilize a ton of leg kicks, but in general, he hasn't kicked a lot like he used to back at featherweight. So that's not much to take away from what he did against Cowboy at all. So if you're Dustin Poirier, you probably have to go back to the Eddie Alvarez fight to really start unpacking what you might see from Conor. The Khabib fight, it's not a lot to take out of that either because Khabib's skill set is so different. It's hard to get those same reactions and get some of the same timing advantages that Khabib might have had on Conor because the wrestling threat was so prominent. For Dustin Poirier, that's not going to be the case. Not that Dustin Poirier is not a great grappler or not that he can't wrestle, but it's probably, I doubt that it's going to be a huge part of his game plan, although to mix things up, he might shoot a couple times. But, when you look at Conor now, he's added his boxing coach from his childhood to his corner, to his camp, and apparently he's had a lot of influence on Conor's training over the past year or so. And I want to see what that's like. I know Conor's alluded to it in the lead up to the Cowboy fight, and he talked briefly about it after the Cowboy fight and kind of joked about wanting to show these new tools, but he didn't get the ring time to do so or the octagon time to do so. So it kind of makes you curious. In general, I think that he'll be the same as he is, as he always is in the striking anyway. But I think, whatever he brings to the table that's not been shown on film is going to play a big role in the fight because it's either going to work or it's going to cost him tremendously. Or it just may not be effective at all. But, generally whenever you see, like the one person I think about all the time when they receive new training and then come back and everybody seems to be excited to show something that they've been in the lab working on. So when you think about Khalil Roundtree and whenever he did his camp, I believe in Thailand, and he came out with that classic Thai style, something we had never seen from him before. I forget his opponent right now, but whatever fight that he came in fresh off of camp over there, he looked like a completely different guy. I'm not saying that Conor is going to have a dramatic change like that, but what if there's some wrinkles that are that different? Who knows? Like I said, it could hurt him because maybe his defense is not as good if he's trying to be in the pocket and box anymore. That might be a situation that could give Poirier an advantage because he's shown improved boxing over the years, especially since his loss to Conor. So it's going to be super interesting. I think right now I'm probably leaning toward Conor because my thing is a motivated Conor who is streaking and actually going for something is in the striking realm anyway. There's not too many people that can touch that. That's just not. Some people, it's weird to me because I feel like because he's not as active and because he has lost twice in the UFC, I feel like the MMA world is still kind of sleeping on him a little bit. It's like, this dude is not anywhere too old. He's not too old. I think he's 30, 31 now. Like, there's not many miles. He hasn't taken a ton of damage. So his chin should hold up well. He's always had a good chin. It's like that dude is in the prime time of his career right now. There's still a lot of good fight for him. There's still a lot of time for him to be at the peak of his physical capability. That's scary, considering how good he was in the years past. So who knows what we'll see.